All right, I think we're rocking and rolling. How you doing, Manny?
Lance, I'm doing well.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for coming on this call with me. I just wanted to have a quick call with you because as a real estate agent, I'm getting a lot of questions from the public and from clients of mine. What's happening with mortgages, given all that we're dealing with the coronavirus and all that stuff. So I just wanted to jump on this call with you so we can get some of that information out to people. So everybody who's watching, this is Manny Rizzuto with NJ Lenders Corp. So welcome to the call, Manny.
Thank you, Lance. Thanks for having me. I'm glad that we could do this. It'll be good for both of us and anybody who's watching.
Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. What's going on with the mortgage market right now for consumers who are looking to buy real estate?
Well, applications are up. There's some opportunity out there. And generally speaking, it's going to be a buzzing spring market.
So activity is up for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's some, obviously quite a bit of purchase volume, for anybody who's looking to buy a home. And then, the recent rate reduction by the Fed, has led to some refinance opportunities. It's a little volatile right now. The ebbs and flows are kind of there. But yes, overall applications are up and it seems to be behaving like a spring market.
Yeah, well, that's good news. So you want to expand a little bit on volatility and what that means to somebody who's looking at mortgage rates and they're saying, hey, should I lock in now? Should I wait?
Yeah, typically what I'm advising clients is if you're outside of 30 days from settlement, you can float. Okay. Anything inside 30 days, you probably want to consider locking because you have less room for error. The volatility generally is related to the ebbs and flows of the markets right now, stocks and bonds moving, different things that the Fed is doing. I don't want to get too much in the weeds on it, but bottom line is there's some volatility intraday. And I think generally speaking, what we're going to see, and I think a lot of the people amongst my industry experts and whatnot would agree, is we're going to see low rates for some time to come. That's the environment we're in. My important role here really is to make sure that I navigate clients through the opportunities that are ahead of us and have them in position to lock a rate when it's, appropriate.
Yeah. All right. So I know that there are so many factors that go into what a particular person gets locked in, is able to lock in because, credit and debt to incomes and things like that. But what's, for the market at large, what's the, like a 30-year fix? Well, so today's March 20th. So the rates are changing hour by hour, day by day. And that's always existed even before coronavirus. What are rates at right now for like a 30-year fixed or a 15-year?
So as of yesterday, and I haven't looked at the markets yet today because we're doing this together, but I'm actually on the ticker on my television screen across the way that you guys can't see, seeing some of the ebbs and flows right now. But generally speaking, this was as of yesterday, 4% on a 30-year, and then on a 15, something right around 3.5. Now, could that 4% be 3.875? Sure. Could that 4% be 4 1/8? Sure. It would depend again on how you let it, which is credit, income, down payment, that type of thing. Conversely speaking, earlier this week, we were locking, and I locked several clients in at 3 3/8, so 3.375 on a 30-year fixed. So that's the ebbs and flows, and that's a unique situation, quite unique. But my job is to be the navigator here and know what's happening and kind of prepare clients for this kind of up and down. And then, like I said, be ready to jump when the opportunity is there.
You just hit on something, a really important point. What exactly does that mean when you say that somebody's ready to jump on an opportunity? How do they get themselves ready for that?
They just need to get their application in with their trusted mortgage professional. That's what they need to do. And as long as we have an application in the system, I'll be monitoring the market like I am on a day-to-day for myself and for my pipeline and for all prospects and such. And then I'll just pull the trigger and I can lock. But basically, in a word, just get your application in. That's what I'm telling anybody, whether it's for a purchase or for a refi. Even if the purchase is 6 months down the line, or maybe it's, imminent, even if it's a year down the line, potentially, opportunities happen when you're not really expecting them to come. So maybe somebody thinks they're going to buy a house in a year. Well, opportunity lands in their lap. You find them a house in, 3 months, and I'm telling them a rate that's, 3.25 on a 30-year fixed. They need to be ready to jump on it. So have the app in is the really brief answer.
So really, they just need to have the conversation with a lender, get their application in, so that when an opportunity comes up, they're ready to jump on it. What are the repercussions? Like, suppose somebody's like, I don't want to get my app, because this is one of the most common questions that people have, or objections that people say. I don't want to get involved with that part of the process yet, because I don't want them pulling my credit. I don't want to go down. I just want to kind of go look at houses or whatnot. And from my standpoint, what ends up happening is they lose out on the house because they haven't gotten the process started, or they may not be able to lock in at a rate when it is a really attractive rate.
Mm-hmm.
So would you agree that if they don't get that piece of the puzzle sorted out just yet, then they actually have something to lose?
Absolutely. They have something to lose. I spoke to a client over the weekend. Actually, no, that's inaccurate. A client that was referred to me 2 days ago was working with a big box bank, which I am not. And they were in a position to lock 3.25 on a 30-year fixed. They did not do that. They were not advised properly, in my opinion. And had I been their mortgage advisor on Monday, I would have locked their rates like I was telling you guys earlier, 3 3/8. I would have locked that rate, and possibly even lower depending on the criteria. But point is, you absolutely have opportunities that you're going to miss out on if you're not in with your application with the right person.
Wow, that's unfortunate. So they were looking at a rate that you would have advised them to lock in on, but having not worked with you, now you're helping them, but rates are not where they were a few days ago. Is that
correct? That's it. That's it in a nutshell. And I did lock in many clients of mine that were in position to do that. I did do that for them, whether it was a purchase or a refi. I locked in several clients on Monday, and the market's deteriorated since. I expect them to recover, but there's you got to have a stomach for that, right? And so my guidance to this gentleman now, and he's literally uploading documents as we speak, so that's good. I guess he's following my lead, which they missed opportunity pretty much.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can minimize the losses to him that he incurred by working with that big box bank.
Yeah, well, you know what? Just to give people perspective, he's early on in his process, right? He's going to be outside of 30 days from closing. So we're going to find an opportunity for him. Is it going to be 3.25? I don't know, but it's probably not going to be 4% either. So, right. I'm going to do what I can to get it done for him. That's really my job, and it's important.
Yeah. So what do you say to people who are saying that I don't want to start because of my credit? Like that's
you asked that question earlier. The hesitancy, the reluctance, maybe the concern of, hey, I'm not ready. I don't want to do this. I think you have to have a conversation with somebody. Have a conversation. Don't be afraid to have a conversation. And if that person, that professional, okay, that trusted advisor that you get referred to, whether it's me or somebody else, if that person is a very good advisor and they educate you, you're never going to walk away without putting in your application. There's no negative repercussion for getting your application in early. And there's only negative repercussion for getting your application in late. Credit's good for 120 days in a lot of times, in a lot of situations. So somebody gets their credit in and gets their application in rather and gets their credit pulled, I don't have to pull it again for quite a while. And, if there's issues with credit, you need to know that sooner than later. So that way I can advise them of tips and tricks to do and to, work on to get them into a better position, to get their rate lowered or to avoid higher costs, those types of things. So only good things are going to come if you apply early. And that's not for me. It's just that's good advice.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, I think we covered most of the stuff we wanted to. Is there anything that you want to add that you think that the market buyers out there or people looking to refinance, is there anything that we didn't cover that you think that they should know right now?
I'm just looking at my notes. I don't think so. I mean, you know, the coronavirus is definitely it's a situation, right? But I think with a good group of professionals, attorneys, title agents such as you, mortgage people, you're going to be able to navigate through and find opportunities. And I think that's really what I would leave people with.
Totally agree, Manny. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for clearing up some of the questions that people may have. If anybody has any questions that we didn't think about or didn't cover, how can they reach out to you? How can they get in touch with you to get those questions answered?
So, you know, you see my number behind that 908-334-7182. That's my cell. You'll get me on that. I'm quick to call people back. And then my email's mrizzuto@njlenders.com. So reach out to me and we'll have a conversation. You know, that's really what I would say.
Yeah. All right. Anybody who's watching that you missed his email address, I'll post that in the comments of this video, so you will be able to get it easily there. All right, Manny. Well, thanks for all your help here, and look forward to working with you with some more real estate transactions again in the future.
Yeah, Lance, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Good you got it.
All right.
Stay safe.
You too.
Bye-bye.